Okay, turn the audio down. And again, growing pains. It's the first time I'm going live on YouTube, so some of the things aren't working as I expected so far. And one of the things is the chat. The chat is not working. So unfortunately, you won't be able to add any comments live. Well, let's turn on the camera first of all and get that going. And we got a lot of rain coming in on the way. And here I am. There I am. Hi, everybody. This is Pat Prokop, and I'm live right here in my weather and nature video channel, and right here on YouTube. Now, it's been raining off and on throughout most of the day, and a lot more rain is on the way. So with that being said, let's take a look at the conditions across our area right now. And again, I'm going live here. Get these positions right. All right. And I'm going to take that down to here. And let's go to the maps. Okay. Again, growing pains. There's the map. Now, first of all, we are seeing a pretty large area of precipitation over in the northern Gulf of Mexico, stretching back to the western Gulf of Mexico, and that's streaming up across our area at this time. And looking at the regional radar summary from across the southeast, quite a bit of rain forming and developing and moving across the southern portions of the southeast United States into northern Florida, and of course into southeast and central portions of Georgia and into South Carolina. And looking at the regional radar from our local areas here, my website, savannahpat.name, it's just updated itself. It refreshed itself. Let's go to the another radar site right now, and there it is right there. This is the radar from the Charleston National Weather Service radar, which is located just north of Grays, or at Ridgeland in Grays, South Carolina. Here we are, Savannah, right here. Here's the my location here, and we're seeing quite a bit of precipitation across the southeast. Now, let's look at the Valdosta radar because it's showing a lot more coming in from our southwest. And there you can see quite a bit of activity continuing to develop and move in toward our area. But this is just the beginning of the rains. It's going to be raining off and on all night long and throughout the day tomorrow. So with that being said, let's take a look at the Weather Prediction Center. Yeah, that's what it's called, the Weather Prediction Center. The heavy rains expected, the excessive rainfall for today will be over in our area, with their slight chance for excessive rainfall in extreme north central portions of the Florida Panhandle and extreme south central portions of Georgia. But as we look at tomorrow, for Saturday, it looks like a considerable amount of rain is expected across our area, with a good chance, or a slight chance they call it, of 3 to 5 inches of rain potential across this area. And that could produce some flash flooding. Now remember, the rivers are already at their banks and some above bankful right now. So all this rain coming in is going to aggravate already the high river level values. Now, the computer models begin with show the precipitation beginning to move into our area with more to the west-southwest into the Gulf of Mexico. Now, as we go advance in time, and this is as of sunrise tomorrow morning, right there, we're still seeing quite a bit of precipitation with more developing over here. Now, there is a little area of low pressure developing there in the north central Gulf of Mexico. That is going to be the main troublemaker. And this area over here is an upper level low that's going to enhance the development of this low over here. So let's move ahead in time, and we can see as that system merges with each other, a strong area of low pressure develops across the northern Gulf of Mexico, moves into the southern portions of southeast Alabama, into southwestern Georgia, with a boatload of rain basically developing across south central Georgia, southeast Georgia, into the central Savannah River area. And this is as of sunrise or a sunset on Saturday, and then Saturday night's going to be very wet with more rain and possible some thunderstorms moving across the region. And also with this area of low pressure being quite intense, we'll have strong southerly winds. Now this right over here is going to be a kind of a warm front, and that's going to be bringing in warmer temperatures throughout the night on Saturday into early Sunday morning. This is just before sunrise on Sunday. There is sunrise right there. And then during the day, that low pressure begins to move away and the rain tapers down to just scattered showers. And then it continues to move away. But behind it, the winds will be rather strong still, but from the west-northwest. And that'll be bringing in some colder temperatures. Speaking of temperatures, let's take a look. And well, the precipitation, first of all, that's more important than the temperature right now. The forecast amount of rain to fall across our area is quite a bit. Let's see, get the handle over here. And as we move over time, we're seeing a lot of precipitation of an inch or more throughout the overnight hours into early Saturday. And then as we go through Saturday, that wave of low pressure begins to move up across Georgia and South Carolina, and that's going to bring in considerable amounts of rain. This pinkish purple area is anywhere from 2 to 4 inches of rain that can be falling across our region. So even on the coastal counties, we're expecting to see at least 1 to 2 inches of additional rain from what we're having right now. So we're good possibility to see up to 3 to 4 inches of rain in many locations. Now, looking at the temperature-wise, we're right now in the 60s here at my location. We're at 64 degrees. And throughout the night, it's going to cool just a little bit into the 50s, but it will remain in the middle 50s throughout the night and perhaps even warm up a little bit. And then by noon tomorrow, we'll be back remaining in the 50s. And then that warm air starts to flow in across the region. There you can see an area of warmer temperatures in the mid 60s pushing up toward Interstate 16 out of southeastern Georgia up into the Savannah area and flirting with Hilton Head and the Bluffton area of South Carolina. And as we progress throughout the nighttime hours, this is 1 o'clock in the morning now on Sunday, temperatures will continue to rise throughout the night into the mid to upper 60s with the rains and the blustery winds. That's the southerly wind bringing in those warmer temperatures. There you can see north of Interstate 16, it basically stays in the 40s, while in the Statesboro, Savannah area, I don't know, Statesboro will be right on the line, but Hinesville definitely will be in the middle 60s and mid to upper 60s, perhaps in the Brunswick area and Waycross area. And then as we go over time, that cold air starts to flow into the region, and then by Sunday in the morning, those temperatures will be dropping from the mid 60s at daybreak into the upper 40s perhaps by the end of the day. How much rain? Let's take a look as we go into my website, savannahpat.name. There you can see I have the precision forecast data from the National Weather Service, which breaks it down to your community. And so let's take a look at the rain. First of all, this is the greater Savannah area here, and we're looking at a lot of rain. And downtown Savannah, for example, a little over 3 inches of rain. On the south side of Savannah, over here at Coffee Bluff, a little bit over 3 inches of rain. And then basically about the same throughout all of the greater Savannah area. And then as we look at southeastern Georgia regions, the rainfall totals are 2 to 3 inches in many locations, a little bit more in some locations as well. Shellman's Bluff, about 3 inches there. And going into South Carolina, we're seeing those rain totals in the 2 to 3 inch range across the greater Hilton Head area, Bluffton, Hardeeville region, and then into Beaufort, about 2.5 inches or more of rain, and Ridgeland, about a little bit more than 2.5 inches of rain there. Now, looking at the wind, we can look at right here, clouds and wind. The winds throughout the morning hours on Saturday will start to kick up about 25 to 30 miles an hour, and then perhaps up to 30 miles per hour gusting throughout the day across most of the area into the evening hours. And there you can see the winds will be widespread across the entire area, about 25 to 30 to 35 mile per hour wind gusts throughout the area. So with that being said, that's the we want to go back here, savannahpat.name. You can find a lot of this information on my website. And you can go to my YouTube channels right there too, clicking on the YouTube, my astronomy channel, and my weather and nature channel. Speaking of astronomy, I said I would be discussing what else is going on across the area, and I just want to check one other thing over here and to see if I have any. Nope, the live stream is disabled, so the chat is disabled. I don't know why. I'll get that fixed for you. But anyway, looking at the, I want to show you the, oh, it's over here, right here. This is the comet. I took this earlier this week, actually late last week, February 6th, and I can put this into motion. You can see how the comet is moving throughout the sky. In the area around Auriga the Charioteer, up in the north sky. Now it's moving a little bit more further toward the south now, toward the constellation Orion, to the right of Orion. But tonight, which of course you won't be able to see because we got total cloud cover, but it'll be passing very near Mars, and tomorrow night it'll be on the other side of the planet Mars. But there you can see the comet itself moving throughout the background stars as the comet is zipping right along. It has passed its closest approach to Earth. It's now moving away and will continue to get fainter and fainter. You cannot see it with your naked eye. However, with a small telescope or medium-sized telescope in my case, you can certainly see it still. And there's a closer view there of the comet itself. The green comet of 2023, Comet 2022 E3 ZTF. The ZTF stands for Zwicky Transient Facility, and they're the facility that discovered the comet back in 2022, hence the name up there. Now, what else is up in the sky? We have the planets right now. There is Mars, and there's the comet on February 6th. But if we go into today, February 10th, there you can see the comet passing very near the planet Mars in the sky. It won't be anywhere near the planet itself. But as we go ahead for the next night over, tomorrow night, it'll be passing Mars, and then on the night after that, it'll be, we might be able to see it Sunday night if the sky clears off. Monday, certainly, it'll be in this area here. Orion is right here. This is the Orion complex right over here, the belt of Orion, the Orion Nebula right over here. And I got another picture of the comet itself, and that's right here. This is the best picture I had of the comet. This was when it was just passing its closest approach to the sun. And there, you can certainly see the green color on the comet itself. And the comet at this time was moving this direction. It looks like it's going that way, but it was moving in this direction here. The sun was over in here, so the sun was over here. The solar radiation from the sun and the solar wind was pushing the gas cloud away from the sun. But the comet itself right there was moving away from that area. Okay. I also said I would talk a little bit about the planting guide. And right now we have in the garden views, we do have the time in my area anyway to start planting get ready to plant your potatoes. And here I am. The best time in southeast Georgia, particularly in the Savannah, Hilton Head area, Bluffton area, the time to plant potatoes is between Groundhog Day and Valentine's Day. That's the best time to put those potatoes in the ground. And they'll start coming up in the end of February, early March if you plant them at this time. And they'll be ready by Mother's Day. Pontiac Reds are the best. The Yukon Golds, they grow very well around here as well. Also, it's a good time to start thinking about those cold weather or cool weather crops known as the coal crops. Coal crops, those are broccoli, cauliflower, collards, and also Brussels sprouts. So you can plant all those at this time. I got some seeds started right now, and I'll be putting those in the ground probably right around St. Patrick's Day, and hopefully they'll be ready by the end of May, early June. You don't want to wait too long because it gets too hot here, and those coal crops will not mature. They'll just bolt and go to seed, and you'll have not much at all. But if you get them in now, you got two advantages. You got the fact that the plants will thrive in the cooler weather, which they like. They don't like the heat. And also, the bugs are not existent yet. So by the end of May, though, those butterflies and other egg-laying insects that lay their eggs on the leaves of the plant, they begin to proliferate, and then you start getting your religious plants. In other words, the leaves are very holy at that. So get them in soon. Get ready to start thinking about it. Also a good time to start working the soils as well. Great exercise. Anyway, I'm going to work out these kinks, see why I couldn't get the chat started here. And we'll get that perhaps next time. So again, well, thanks for watching, and stay dry. It's going to be quite wet outside. 2 to 3 inches of rain expected overnight and throughout the day tomorrow night into Sunday. Maybe some locations up to 4 inches. So with that being said, thanks for watching. Pat's live right here on YouTube. Now, let's see here. We'll just fade to black. How's that?